how she was forced to commit suicide. What are the circumstances? That we asked the police commissioner that how within a few hours the criminals, those are arrested after much hue and cry by the media. They got the bail immediately. And he is telling that 40,000 tribal students he is teaching, he is arranging, and for that he is collecting funds around the world in the name of the tribal students. Tribal students are the capital. On the basis of that capital, he is making profit. Achyut Samant has occupied forcibly the land of many people, many professors. KIIT has done because audacity, such audacity, because he knows that many officers in his pocket, political leaders are in his pocket. So he is not carrying anybody.
पुलिस अभी अपना काम कर रही है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है. इन्वेस्टिगेशन में जो भी आएगा टाइम टू टाइम शेयर किया जाएगा. पहले
of the Communist Party of India Marxist, we met the police commissioner today, and the whole our demand before the police commissioner was how in the capital is a few kilometers from the assembly and the secretary and chief minister's office, a institutional murder took place, and that's to a foreign student. How she was forced to commit suicide? What are the circumstances that forced that female students to commit suicide? That is the big question to me. Second point, that we asked the police commissioner that how within a few hours the criminals, those are arrested after much hue and cry by the media. They got the bail immediately. So police commissioner told us that the court ordered them to be released and bailed. Then we had told him that because your police gave very lenient sections against them, that is why the magistrate has no jurisdiction to go beyond that. The magistrate has acted because you have given some lenient section against the criminals. So as a result, they have to do. But did you made an inquiry that how your inspector in charge, how the SCP, how the police station, they could just took them not to jail but for bail. So what we have seen for last several years of the KIIT has become a nexus. It's a notorious institution. You know, Achyut Samant has got honorary PhD, honorary degrees from 59 universities around the world. And what was he? He was a laboratory assistant in a college, in Odisha college. And if you see in the last 50 years, he has amassed wealth of thousands of crores. And he is telling that 40,000 tribal students he is teaching, he is arranging, and for that he is collecting funds around the world in the name of the tribal students. Tribal students are the capital. On the basis of that capital, he is making profit. Achyut Samant has occupied forcibly the land of many people, many professors. Those are very simple, I know. Their land was occupied. When they went to reoccupy their land, and the anti-socials, the goons, the gundas, they threatened, and these people they ran away. KIIT has a notorious tradition that for anything they don't inform the police. They have their own hider gundas, which they are calling bouncers. These hundreds of bouncers, they are always at the disposal of the KIIT authority. Anything happens, they do not inform the police. They utilize those bouncers to beat and to threaten and to drive out. What we asked the commissioner, that have you checked the case history of those bouncers? Those who got the appointment as bouncers, what is their case history? And KIIT, what does it do? They actually, after they using their antisocials, gundaj, when the case became serious, then when police intervene, then they manage the police. I can tell you many IAS, IPS officers, many judges, their relatives are serving as the teaching staff or in some other post in KIIT, whether they go to the university or not, but they get the salary. KIIT has because audacity, such audacity, because he knows that many officers in his pocket, political leaders are in his pocket. So he is not carrying anybody. You see, after the whole incident, 24 hours of the incident, Odisha government did not took any step. Even the Janardan Pati, the Central Education Minister, he also did not intervene. And because it is a university, it is under UGC, under University Grant Commission, it was the responsibility of the central government to intervene and to settle and to give justice to the lady. But what did they do? The Prime Minister was more busy from the Kumbh Mela, not the murder of the female students of Nepal, a foreign school. If suppose it was not been Nepal, had it been suppose European countries or American students would have been murdered here, institutional murder here, then what the government could have done? They just ignored Nepal. They didn't bother. Even the Nepal Prime Minister telephonically discussed with the State Education Minister. But still they are not getting justice. And you see, I do not know the real truth will come or not. Because the assembly was there, a few kilometers from the assembly didn't react immediately. Because there was some uproar in the assembly, only then it has become an issue. But my observation is the killing of this lady, it is not the first thing. In many cases have taken place in KIIT and KIIT's authority.
मेमोरेंडम हमें आज मिला है, उस मेमोरेंडम को हम लोग पढ़ के उस पर जो भी उचित कार्रवाई होगी करेंगे। इस इशू में पुलिस अभी अपना काम कर रही है, इन्वेस्टिगेशन कर रही है। इन्वेस्टिगेशन में जो भी आएगा टाइम टू टाइम शेयर किया जाएगा। पहले जैसे कि बताया गया था कि पोस्टमार्टम भी टीम ऑफ डॉक्टर्स के द्वारा किया गया था और एम्स में किया गया था। तो ये इन्वेस्टिगेशन चल रहा है और जो भी इसमें तथ्य आएंगे बिल्कुल ऑब्जेक्टिवली और इम्पार्शियली उसकी जांच होगी। अभी प्रोफेसर और कुछ बताने को है।